I started recording. So, how it is important to have a discussion on TCP and UDP. In this stage, actually, I know you are all system administrators and you know these things much better than me. But nowadays, before maybe 5 years or something, the computer, the servers was everything kind of isolated. No one cared, just it was there. Now it's not like that. There is now it's a lot of communication, many communication to internets, many communication from internets, many APIs they are connecting to mobile apps, some API connecting from outside to inside, people taking backup into cloud. They're from cloud they are restoring, and there is on top of that spyware and virus, ransomware, whole lot of someone need to mute. Okay. So now in this stage, so why we are discussing, I explained you why we are discussing TCP and UDP. And one of the main reasons, a lot of people having a cloud server now. And opening ports on any of these will be very dangerous. So we need to protect our servers, and very essential things need to be opened. So we have access rules, firewall rules, everything. I'll tell you basic difference between TCP and UDP. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol. It's consistently maintaining connection. Like a server A connecting to B, it will be like, I'll take a white screen. A will send a packet to B, and B will send a packet back saying, that, okay, I received it. It will say that. But in the UDP case, if A sent a packet to B, that's it. It will not send a packet back to saying that I received it. So this is a two-way communication all the time. I mean, every packet being checked here, this check is just gone there and it will not reply. But in the practical term, it's not like that. For example, our DNS servers are UDP 53. So UDP 53 is actually this, your computer will send a packet on UDP to B. It will not acknowledge the packet, but it will send a reply later saying, okay, this is the answer for your DNS. I mean, that kind of communication. Here, each packet being acknowledged. That's why each time we don't have a clear mechanism how to check a UDP port open or not, because whatever you send it to UDP, it will just take it. It will not send immediately something back. So you cannot track a UDP packet. I mean, I'm not saying that there is no option. There is complicated option that security consultants and all they're using it. Even I know some, but that's not scope of our technique. So we will assume that UDP, you have a server or you have a cloud server or whatever. You have many UDP port open, you don't know which one is open. But TCP is different. TCP, you will know a TCP port is open or not. How? There are a lot of TCP scanners and everything. They will scan because TCP is actually, it is from 1 to 65,000 or something port is available. For both 65,000, this much port are available. So the hackers and all, what they will do, they write, there are already many computer programs available. They will put something called TCP scanner. Of course, You may know this, TCP scanner. So what will happen with TCP scanner? They will start scanning from one to this port. So in between, they will find, okay, these are the ports open. I will tell you how to find the open. But in case of UDP, they cannot do that because even they send packet to all of this port, they are not going to get any reply. It's simple that. Okay. So some example for UDP is our email server, our web server, HTTPS, that's 443. I mean, most of it working like that. For UDP, there is something called the very common use is DNS server, that is 53. Actually, on IP is the mother protocol for all of it because we are saying IP. On IP, there are multiple protocol like TCP, UDP, ICMP, IGP, and there are many. Most of them we are not using. We use these three generally. I'll tell you how to check a TCP port open. But telnet, there are so many tools, basic tools, every computer we have available. That is TCP, telnet. So we have telnet, this command you type, and you give an IP address or a domain name or something, and you type here. You will get a response if the server is available. If the port is open, you will get a report like this, a response like this. Some response. Sometimes it is blank, like google.com, you put 80, google.com, you put 80, it will give a blank response. Blank response means it is open. I know most of you are familiar with that, but I'm just saying if anyone not saying or not familiar, just it is like, this is Google operating a web server that will accept connection either HTTP. HTTP is acting on port number 80, and 443 is for HTTPS. So if you put google.com and put 443, it will open, and let 80 it will open. And let's say you tried something different that is not open in Google server, like 245. It will just hang it there. It will not give you any reply. Here you see there's a reply, escape character or something. Here there is no. So this is the easiest way if you don't have a TCP scanner or something. So this is the way they find it. I'll give you one example of how it replaces, because most of them they just give a blank output. smtp.gmail.com. It's one they use it. 25, because all of you know that port number 25 is SMTP. SMTP. So it will give a reply like SMTP gmail.com. Okay. So we will just type hello, and it will give a reply, some reply, and we will send mail and all. This is actually happening when you are using an Outlook or something. This all procedures happen backend, so generally you don't care, but it is there. So what hackers generally do, they scan it. I told you they will scan from 1 to 6,535 or something. But nowadays, for hackers, this is simply not possible. Why? Because all the firewall, even the basic firewall, Windows firewall, all the firewalls like SonicWall, Fortinet, Sophos, or whatever, they have basic scanner check. So how it's work? If somebody starts like they tried opening 26, 27, 28, then this firewall will know he is scanning, because normally you don't need to do that, because if your application is sending an email, it will send on 25. Or if You are accessing a window, it will 80. Nobody need to keep scanning this. So what firewalls will do, if they find somebody scanning port, they will just block them out. That's it. Maybe for 1 minute, 2 minutes, they will not allow. So normally the scanners are computer programs. Nobody is sitting and operating. If they get rejected, they will just move away to other IP address. Before coming to that, I will tell you something. This basic ping is a very effective tool for hackers. Ping is generally, because there are millions of IP addresses in the world. They are not going to scan all the ports in everyone. They make a ping, and if they find a ping, then they make a port scanner. So it is better you don't allow ping to anything. That is a basic fundamental thing. And you have a firewall. Firewall will block any port scanners. Okay. So once you stop these two holes, the next thing is non-ports. Non-ports are, let's say you have a port number 80, 25, 443, or I mean, there are many 993, 990. There are many ports, and this 22, 21. These are non-ports. Some non-ports you cannot change. You can change. Some non-port you cannot change. For example, you set up an email server. Your own domain, you set up an email server. You have to open this 25. Why? Because all the people sending you an email from outside world, they will send mail to 25 only. So there is no chance you can block a 25. It should be there. Otherwise, you will not receive any mail. You cannot change this port. Port number 80, you cannot change unless it's your own application. I mean, your users know that this is your application, because something like I use here, all of us have some kind of application that working on special ports. Our ERP and all, it works on special ports. In that case, you can put the port. You can change the port. But otherwise, you cannot change this also, because it's a general website. If it's a general website, you are putting your own web server. And if you change it port number 80, nobody is going to visit your site. You are dead. This one, no, you are not going to. This all like that. Let's say port number 22. It is a SSH port. SSH is generally you manage your Unix servers, your Cisco routers, your firewalls and all. You generally manage it. This type of things, or your FTP site, you can change this port. Why? Because outside world, they need not bother to connect it to you. It's simple. I mean, your own people, your own IT staff is going to operate SSH on your server, on your port. So outside world, they don't need to care. They're just like, it's open or them, it's not their problem. Now, I'll see here, SSH is operating on 22. It's a very important port for IT administrators. If you are starting with cloud, or if you are doing this administration of firewalls or switches and all, this is a very important port. And all the firewalls, they have it on 22. In fact, if I am working on firewalls, I generally block it for outside, but a lot of people open it for 22. So the scanners, we come back to the scanners. We told we have scanners. TCP scanners. This hackers using TCP scanners. If anyone got confused about the subject, I am jumping from one to one, just ask me, okay? This TCP scanners, because I told you, if they scan 26, 27, 28 and all, these firewalls will immediately block them. block that IP. They cannot continue scanning because modern, even Windows and everything, if you have Windows firewall activated, scanning will not work. So hackers and nowadays spyware and all, what they do, they will go for non-ports. One of the non-ports is SSH22. So generally, if you type here SSH, I have a server. It should come here if I type SSH, it will go nowhere because I am not operating my servers on standard SSH port. That is done. None of my servers or my anything, I am not operating there unless I am completely blocked from outside. My cloud server and any intelligent people, cloud servers. So I will put some random. I mean that only I remember port here. Then I enter into that. Why I am doing that? Why all you should also do that? Because they will do, the hackers, they will do brute force attack. What is brute force like? They will find, okay, this port is open. This is standard port for SSH. So they will start hitting with multiple passwords and all. I mean, there are password databases, most frequent password like admin123 at admin, like your wife's name, your girlfriend's name. I mean, that kind of things, your company name at 123. This kind of passwords, they will keep trying and they will open it. So if you have a strong password, okay, let's assume if you have a strong password, they will not break it. But there is a big chance they break it. Even they are not breaking it, they will keep trying it and it will create a network load for you. But if you put the same for something like, if you put a random port like 9623 for the same SSH, first of all, they will not reach here on this because scanning, it will stop somewhere because they cannot scan all up to 9622. They cannot scan it. So even they reach here, they will not understand this is an SSH, the protocol. Okay, so you change it. And here, one of the problem in Doha or in any other place, people open something called, what is that? What was RDP port? Your remote desktop? Hello. Hello, someone can tell me what is the RDP port? 3389. Okay. So this is the port 3389. Many of these companies, they are opening it 3389. Why? Because they can work from home. Or there is port 3389. This 3389 is most vulnerable port right now, if I can say, in the world. So people open it, and this is spyware. All this spyware, they have enough technique to attack this 3389 and put a ransomware inside your computer. This is very common scenario. I keep telling you all that, first of all, don't open these ports. And second, if it's very important you for the open, change the number, some random number, something like 7866 or something like that. You change it, then they cannot scan it. First of all, even they cannot, they will not understand this RTP. Even they understand, the chance is very minimal. Okay. So this is these are the things, first things I want to tell you. Now we will go for some firewall features. How to do this? Because so far what we have discussed, I will tell you so far what we have discussed. First, stop ping, because no one should know that you have an operating IP. No point. Then change the very well-known port that you are using, change ports. And block ports if you from outside world, even it's open, block from outside world. These things we need to do on a firewall. I don't have a firewall now. I will use my Microsoft Azure account. I have a server there. I will show you how I am doing that. You can do it on Sonic or a Cisco ASA or whatever. I have some Cisco ASA access, but well, okay, this is Microsoft Azure account. I have Microsoft Azure. I'm hosting some servers there. Here, you can see on the servers, there are inbound rules and there are outbound rules. Inbound rules are, let's say you are hosting a server in Microsoft Azure, or you are hosting a server inside your company that you are opening for outside world with a certain IP addresses. So first of all the cloud servers, this SSH port is open. You simply close it. You change it SSH inside your if you want some, if you are some Linux people here, because I'm not showing it because you are not familiar with that, but if someone wants to know how to change it, I can help you after this. And then inside you open only the port that you need it. And if you are running application for public, you don't use, I mean, for public anyway, you have no option. You will use 443 or 80. But if it's only for your staff to work from outside, you change port. So you put some random ports here. Okay. So here I will show you. Here I have it. You can telnet into this server. This server that I am just showing there. Port 8%. This is open now. See, but on this, if I just say this allow, I'm removing this port from that list. On that list. Now from outside world, just applying, gets applied. From outside world, there should be no access. Maybe some SSH, for example. Which one I remote? SSH, inbound security. Well, this is maybe I need to check something, but here you remove it. You remove it here, and this one, any TCP I have, any ICMP. Then I blocked all the ports here. There's some issue with applying on my account. And ICMP, any ICMP, you should block here. It's pinging now. It need not ping. I mean, it should not ping actually, because you allow ping on your cloud server or any server, that simply means that you are giving a chance for a hacker. You don't need to do that. So you just, instead of allowing it, you deny it. This is how it works. I mean, you block everything except the very required port that is on there. Now see, when I do that, the ping is down. The ping was working here, and now the ping is not there. So if some hackers or somebody trying on this IP, they will see nothing. I mean, they will not even know there is a server working or not. So ping, you don't need. I'm allowing it because I'm doing some testing. Unless you are doing some testing, even let's say your SSH port or something. Okay, now only it's applied. Your SSH port or something, we blocked it now. The server setup and everything, you are not doing every day. Once in a year or something that you need to enter it. So you need not open it all the time. When it's required, at that time, just you ask your system administrator to open it and just do it. I mean, do the job and come back to that and close the port. That's how we do. I mean, everyone should do that, because it's a complicated work. A lot of hackers. This is inbound security. I mean, you are hosting a server. This is traffic from outside to inside. What about inside to? I mean, inbound security means if you are considering server inside your company, traffic coming to your company, that is inbound. Outbound is traffic from servers to outside world. On this one, normally what we do, we open everything, because we are assuming we are not hackers. Outside world is hackers. And if they attack you, then only the problem. We are not attacking them. But nowadays, that situation is totally gone. What people do, they insert something. What they do, they hack into, somehow they will manage to put a spyware inside your company. It's very common. Many of you have faced this problem. Maybe they are sending an email. Maybe some of your staff downloading some movies. They put in the computer. It installed a spyware inside, and it sent traffic to outside. I mean, you are the hacker. You don't know that, but it happens. You are the hacker, or you are just you are a VPN provider for others, or you are making spam calls, you are sending spam mails inside your company. You never know that. So before, I mean, I used to work for these firewalls and quite some time. We never bothered to block from inside to outside. But nowadays, that's also become very mandatory, because these spywares are inside. So we block everything from inside to outside also, except that port is very important. For example, your server update and all, that's the only required thing nowadays. If you are hosting a server, you don't need any other inbound outbound traffic. Especially if you are on cloud, you don't need to open anything. Just when you want to update, open that port. Most probably that is 443. And even when you are opening the port, if you are in a high security environment, Microsoft, for example, if you are using a Microsoft server, they will only put Microsoft IP for outbound traffic, and port number 443 and Microsoft IP. So that will be very set. And when I was speaking on this inbound security rules, I missed that. When you are opening a port, you don't need to open for everyone. That's not required. You open only for very specific people. I mean, a subnet. Because if you are in Qatar, and if you are doing some banking for Qatar people, then you need to open IP of the Qatar only. Or you can either block it, selectively block also, like a lot of attacks coming from China or Nigeria, something you can selectively block that. Even you are opening some port, you need to block that. That is, you need to block for certain countries, certain regions, and for last week I have explained what is reverse DNS. So you need to open only for reverse DNS, that kind of thing. So I think we have covered what we were saying, phishing and spamming. Okay, this DMZ configuration, that's the last thing I want to tell you. So companies, why do companies having DMZ? DMZ, many of you are sure you are aware of this. You have some firewall or something, the traffic coming from outside. You have an inside network, a lot of people sitting there, and you have some servers. This servers for public access. So people will access from here to here. There will be some servers, most probably database servers here. This your users will access. So these servers also need this database server to access. That will be the traffic method. So what generally we make a mistake. We of course we open everything for them because they are internet users also. We allow traffic from outside to here. Then we open all the traffic from here to here. All the traffic from here to here. We are assuming that this server is our own server and this is our own database. So let them take this data from here and this. Actually, that's very weakly. If you allow them here, somebody hack into here, then they will reach here obviously. So what you need to do in this case, from this is DMZ to inside, you need to open only the required ports, most probably only one port. That's database, what is that, 1443. And from here to here, only open that and put here the rule of this server, only this server, this port to here, and put a very strong password. And from inside users, you don't allow to access here. And here you put a NATing also, because directly this IP will not be exposed to here. So this here, a lot of people make this mistake. They allow DMZ to inside full traffic, inside to DMZ full traffic. Then it will be like it's a security. It's not a security. So this DMZ configuration. That's something that, as a security on the security part, that's the last thing I want to tell you. Right. So if anyone has any question or something, we can just, otherwise we can just wrap up. You can type also if you want.
Hi, Mr. Farooq. Good evening.
Hi.
Hi, Ashish here.
Yeah.
I have a doubt. Whenever we are doing VPN or IPsec or let's say site-to-site VPN, usually in our client side, in our office side, in our Ooredoo device or on Vodafone, main broadband device, we are usually doing the DMZ completely port forwarding to the particular firewall, right?
No, don't do that. Okay, on the firewall, up to firewall, it's okay, because firewall you are anyway blocking, right?
So that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter because you are forwarding to a firewall, not to a computer. You don't do it to a computer. Don't forward to a computer. That is
okay. Clear. Thank you.
Okay. So we will wrap this up session. Okay, if you have any comment or something, just send it to me by WhatsApp or something. Or if you need a clarification or something, we can discuss.